Hello, hello, hello. How are you? This is your girl, Coach Tanya, and this is week 2. Oh my God, guys, you have made it through the first week. I hope it was good for you. I hope you learned something. I definitely learned going through the experience of putting this together for you, learning a little bit more than what I'm actually was intending to teach and implanting those uh, lessons onto you. So today we're going to talk about in this video self-love. So welcome to the Struggle Strategy Academy. I am Coach Tanya K. Austin, founder of the Trauma Recovery Room. So in this video, I need you to, of course, get your pen and paper and your cup for some tea because you are going to uncover why it is that you struggle in the areas that you struggle with and what self love has to do with it. So, welcome to week 2 of the Struggle Strategy Academy Bootcamp. In this video, we're going to talk about self love, but I am, of course, going to take my quick 30-minute break so that you can go ahead and grab your pen and paper. And I will be right back. And we're going to talk about why we struggle with self love and what we can do to get through it. So I will be back in 30 seconds. See you later. So, welcome back. We are here talking about self love and its relevance to the struggles that we encounter in our lives. So, what is self love? Why do we need it? And what does it do for us? Well, self love is being able to show yourself the same attention, the same affection, and the same worth as you would anybody else that you have feelings for. In those feelings that you have for other people is warm feelings, feelings of kindness and gentleness, of curiosity, wanting to get to know, and, you know, feeling that good feeling that you feel when you're around somebody that, excites you and makes you dream a different way and puts a smile on your face. That same attitude, that same level of energy, that same level of thinking that you would give to somebody else, you give to yourself. That's what self love is. Why do we need self love? We need self love so that we can function at our highest capacity. God is love. So if we are trying to achieve a God-like state, then we have to show ourselves love. We have to show that we are worthy of receiving those those acts that are given to one when they are loved by another. We are worthy of those same things. And if we are in a position or a season in our lives where we do not share that physically with somebody else in a relationship, then the responsibility, and even then, the responsibility of making sure that we have enough attention, making sure that we have enough affection, making sure that we have enough assurance of being a good person and being beautiful and being smart and being okay and accepted. We have to do that ourselves. And we need it again to function at our highest capacity. How can you love somebody else if there is no love within yourself? And what love and self love does for us is it fills us up with all the spiritual ingredients we need to walk fully in our purpose. It allows us to know for sure who we are to this world, to ourselves, and to other people, and to God, to the universe. It assures us ourselves that we are worth whatever it is that our heart desires. We are worth the effort of someone treating us right and going out of their way and changing wicked behaviors to to be a better person to you. You are worth those things. You are worth somebody investing, being respectful and honest and faithful and loyal to you. Because if you give that to somebody, then you know that they are worthy of it, then it should be reciprocated to you. And again, if you're not in a relationship, and I won't even say blessed because I'm learning that being single is just as being single is just as much as a blessing as being in a good healthy relationship. It's, I think, better in a good healthy relationship. I'm sure I've never experienced one, but I've always and I've come to grips with it. I've always come uh, been involved with toxic relationships where I wasn't showing myself self-love and they weren't showing me love. They weren't even showing themselves self-love, and they were operating fully from their egos. It had nothing to do with affection and uh, kindness and just being a good person to themselves by accepting me as a good person or being a good person to me because they didn't have the love that they needed. And again, how can you give someone else something that you don't even have for yourself? So loving yourself and taking that time to invest in yourself is you sitting down, learning what it is that you like and learning what it is that you don't like, learning what it is that you want to do in this lifetime, and investing in yourself and giving yourself what it is that you need on an everyday basis so that you can function at your highest capacity, so that you can relate to God better, so that you can hear Him, so that you can see your path clearly, and that you can operate fully as you were created to operate. So, why do we struggle with loving ourselves? Why do we struggle with giving ourselves what we deserve? Why do we struggle with allowing others to do for us what we want them to do, what we like, and again, what we deserve? Because there was no example that was shown to us as to why we were truly worthy of love. We didn't see where our love was good enough. There was a point in time or a season in your life where the love that you did have or the love that you should have gotten from somebody else, you didn't get. And the love that you had for somebody else was taken for granted. And this doesn't necessarily have to be in a childhood, it could have been early adulthood in a relationship experience. So being cheated on will definitely mess with your self-esteem, and it will definitely tear apart your level of thinking about yourself on a level where you can show yourself some love. Because when you're cheated on in a relationship, it tends to allow you to look inward and blame yourself, to find things that are wrong with you. And that's fine in the beginning of the process when you're doing self evaluation, but it's not healthy when you're dwelling on it as if you are the problem. Now, many times we can be a problem in the relationship, but it takes two to get into a place where there's destruction between you two. So you can't totally take that blame as the reason why your relationships just completely ended. But anyway, we struggle with loving ourselves because we were never given a pure example of our worth of being loved, or the love that we had wasn't treated kindly. So we began to believe these false notions about ourselves, that we're not worthy, that we don't deserve it. And that means that we tend to settle for things that are less than what we actually do deserve. And our soul is interrupted by this chaos that's caused between this toxicity, and it gets stirred up, and you experience more and more relationship problems or relationships that are problematic. So you may break up from one person and go to the next, and it's the same thing because you haven't cleared that energy. You haven't tapped into your true self. You haven't learned what it is that these experiences are teaching you, and you haven't developed a sense of loving yourself. So when you live in that false notion that you're not worthy, it's a belief system that you've developed. And because you've developed that belief system, it is a system. That means it's a normal function of operation. It's how you do. It's what you always do. It's what you rely on. It's what you depend on. And because you depend on the fact that you're not worthy, or you rely on that false notion or that false information, that says you are not worthy, subconsciously, now that's your unconscious mind believing that because of the issues that you experienced that embedded those false beliefs in you. Your subconscious mind, which is your soul, it knows better. It wants to set you free. It knows that that false notion or that false belief is not correct. So it energetically pulls you to circumstances and situations that'll help you see the same thing. And the universe will set those events up so that you continuously experience them until you grasp the concept that you need to love yourself. You need to love yourself. And the soul will tell you the truth. It will lead you to the truth. But unconsciously, again, when we believe that fake version of ourselves, we put on this mask. And because we put on this mask, we live this fake life. And until you can dig deep into your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind will never be settled, and your conscious mind will continue to do and see life and things as we do, and you continue to see them from a negative perspective, producing negative energy into the universe, which ultimately comes back to you in the form of struggle. And when you wear this mask, you continue to feed that struggle because you're continuously feeding the universe that negative energy, that false notion about yourself. So, how do you remove your mask? By looking deeply at yourself and owning every part of you, everything, the good, the bad, the ugly, the funky, the smell good, the smart, the stupid, the freaky, the nasty, the squarish, the boring, the excited, the everything. Own every part of you. The pimples, the bruises, not bruises from being beat up, but I know like sometimes I'll hit myself and I bruise easy. I don't like it. But anyway, uh uh just the dinginess, everything. Embrace everything about yourself. When you embrace everything about yourself, you remove that negative energy from the universe. You give your soul some form of peace of mind, and you allow the universe to connect with you on a different level so that it can begin to manifest and create things in a physical form on more on the level of what it is that your heart truly desires. So when you look deeply at yourself, at every part of you, and own it, allow the emotions that you have. So if it's fear, if it's anger, if it's disgust, if whatever it is, let those emotions flow freely through you. Say whatever it is that you have to say. Feel how you feel. Think what you think. Say whatever it is that you have to say. Allow all of that. If you're mad at yourself for making stupid decisions, say that. Express yourself. Free yourself. Free all of that bitterness. Free all of that hurt. Free all of that pain. Those things that you cause upon yourself, those things that you put inside yourself. Nobody else even needs to do that. That's why this is talking about self-love, because everything that you do, everything that you think, it's a reflection of how you love yourself. It's a reflection of how you feel about yourself. It's a reflection of what you think about yourself. So when you do all of that free flowing and just let everything spill out, then sit back and put two and two together and what makes sense, what doesn't make sense. Remove what doesn't make sense and keep what does. Pay no more attention to what doesn't make sense and allow what does make sense to flourish as the universe designed it to flourish. Surrender to whatever it is that belongs in your life. So if that's peace, surrender to peace. If you haven't had peace in your life, then look around you and see what's taking your peace from you. Take it out of your life. Take it out of your life. Do things that you need to do to remove all of those things that no longer serve you, that don't belong there. When you put two and two together, see what makes sense, see what doesn't. If the relationship that you're in does not make sense, get out of it. Find ways. I even have programs to help you get out of that. Find ways to help you to get past whatever it is that's keeping you there. Pay more attention to what works and focus on that. Shift your focus, shift your mindset on what works. Take your mind off of what doesn't work, because the things that your mind focuses on is what the universe is going to produce and create for you in a physical form. So if you're constantly focusing on the things that you don't have, you'll continue to don't have those things. But if you focus on the things that you want, if you put your energy and your thoughts into things that you desire to have and you work towards achieving them, then those will be the things that the energy will have permission, excuse me, the universe will have permission to use to produce that energy for you. So accept who you are. Accept who you are. Accept everything. Let go of those things that no longer serve you. Know that you are a soul in a human body. And because you are a soul in a human body, then that means that no matter what it is that you see about yourself that you don't like, it has nothing to do with what your mind, your true self says about you. So, what matters most is your soul. And what does your soul say about you? What does your soul? Does your soul say that you're weak? Or does your unconscious mindset, which is filled with fear and trauma and trouble and incorrect thinking patterns and poor experiences and poor examples of what you should be? What does your soul say? Does your soul say that you're a light worker? Does your soul say that you're a writer? Does your soul say that you're an author? Does the soul say that you're a healer? Does the soul say that you're a singer? What does your soul say? What is your soul saying about you? That's where you need to place your focus. This is positive, productive energy that you can begin to flow into the universe, which will again produce the physical manifestation of what your heart truly desires. So, by loving yourself, you get to know and see all of this for yourself. You get to see what it is that you can manifest because you've taken the time to invest in yourself. You've taken the time to believe in yourself. You've taken the time to know yourself. You've taken the time to understand who you are. You've taken the time to be compassionate and loving to yourself. So, therefore, you're producing that energy, and the universe is given permission through you by you first showing love to yourself. And it produces more love and it brings more love to you. By showing the universe and God that you do love yourself, you will always manifest loving relationships. And there might be times where unloving relationships might try to creep through, but if you love yourself and you know your boundaries, you know what it is you accept and what you don't accept, your standards, you know to not go below those to keep peace and harmony in your soul and in yourself, then you'll know that those relationships won't continue to manifest. They won't manifest for long. And when you show yourself love, you are complimenting what God has said that you deserve. You are giving the universe permission to provide for you what you deserve. And you are freeing yourself up from the burdens of the false notions that you've had about yourself before. So even our thoughts produce what we manifest because our thoughts create our reality. They create what we actually see. So it's not just what we do, and it's not just what we say, it's what we think and feel too. So, what are your thoughts about yourself? How do you feel about yourself? What kind of love do you show yourself? And see how powerful that is. When you show yourself love, the universe reciprocates that love and it produces it and it brings it back to you. So, in that power, you learn how to show yourself even more love because it's like the number one rule to loving others. You cannot love somebody else until you love yourself. You cannot give to others what you do not have yourself or have given yourself. Love is the key. It is the number one rule to this factor. So self-love is igniting. It fuels your fire. It gives you passion. It teaches you your desires and it allows you to tap into yourself and to just be refreshed with yourself. It's necessary. It's definitely necessary to put you on the right path of your salvation. It's necessary to prepare you for the things that God has already prepared for you to receive and to love because your love of yourself is going to complement those things that God has for you, because they are produced out of love. They are produced out of His love. So if you love yourself, you're telling God, bring it on. Bring me the love that you have for me. Those things that reflect your love for me, God. I'm ready to receive them because I'm showing you that I love myself as well, and that I'm worthy of these things, and that I know that I deserve these things because I know that they're mine. And I know that they were created for me, and I know that I can have them, and I can have them freely, and I can have them boldly, and rejoice in having them because they're mine. And when you begin to see that and you understand that, then you can can remove yourself from the struggle of whatever it is that you're facing, because again, struggle is a choice. It is a mindset. It is a thought. When you struggle, it deals with fears, and fears deal with insecurities, and those insecurities deal with your inability to attach or bond at certain things, or the confidence is not there. And because you lack that confidence, then you have this imagination that goes into the worst places, and you feed that energy, and you continue to repetitively fulfill that prophecy for yourself, which is not showing yourself any love at all. So when you lack that confidence in yourself and your ability to do whatever it is that you were created to do, you are feeding negative energy into the universe. And it's as if you're asking the universe for permission to be yourself, and you don't need to do that. So showing yourself love is you telling the universe, I don't need permission to be me because I am me. And because I am me, I confidently and I boldly walk into that purpose and into that path that I'm supposed to take. And I am being myself as confidently as I can. And I am allowing God to create His will for me and manifest it through the purpose or the use of, or the manifestation of the power of the universe. And this allows God to therefore direct my steps down the right path, and yours as well. And then you can see how He orders your steps, because the steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord. And if you have trust in Him, and you lean not on your own understanding, and you believe what it is that He's told you, and you believe what it is that your soul is telling you, because God and your soul are in alignment with each other. They're just waiting on your mind, your unconscious mind, and your conscious mind to catch up. So when you learn through your unconscious mind to love yourself, and to rewrite your story that you tell yourself, and to erase those false notions and get rid of those false belief systems, those lies that you've been told about yourself, those subconscious frictional belief systems, because they're frictional in your subconscious mind, because again, that's your soul. And your soul is telling you, no, this ain't right. No, we're gonna have to tap into that unconscious mind, and let's do something. So the conscious mind will be tapped on its shoulder to dig deep. And that's what this program is for you. And learning that self-love, that ability to show yourself what it is that you deserve, because everybody that's created, God's creations, deserve love. Deserve love. You deserve love. And in receiving that love, you have to first know that you deserve it. And second, you have to give it to yourself. So that's all I have for you today. I definitely want to thank you again. I hope that you are enjoying this program. I hope that this video helped you move forward into the next level. And we're going to talk about other things from here. We're going to talk about all the things of rebuilding your self-esteem, and your just self-love, and just self-care, and being yourself, and tapping into your soul, and answering your soul's call to be you. So I will catch you in the next video. Bye.